Well, Colin Cowherd, and again, he has broken his vow not to talk about Baker Mayfield. Not a surprise. He talked about the options at quarterback, veterans, and what he thought the Browns should do.
Mary Kay's story is they're considering veteran quarterbacks. As much heat as Carson Wentz gets, he's 6'5.5", 237, big arms, super mobile, 27 TDs and 7 picks. I would move on that in a second. Now, Jim Irsay is furious about the playoff loss, and I've said this before about Carson Wentz. We need to contextualize this. The Colts do not have a great wide receiver room, and I love Jack Doyle, but he's old. Carson Wentz going 27-7 in, I think, below average receiver tight end rooms is kind of impressive. He was really good. Now, I wish he would have gotten vaxxed. I thought that was irresponsible. I didn't like that, and I didn't like that Jags game at all. It's okay to lose to the Raiders. That was okay. Derek Carr's really good, and they played really well. But, I would move. If I could get Carson Wentz, I would go get him. If I could get Jimmy Garoppolo, 33-14, I would go get him. Obviously, I take Deshaun Watson, who I think is a spectacular player, his legal stuff aside from that. But it's something to keep your eye on. Mary Kay is somebody I trust, and if she says they're looking, then they are.
And again, that's Mary Kay Cabot, cleveland.com, saying that the Browns were going to, as she has said since the end of the season, they'd explore what they can see with veteran quarterbacks. Carson Wentz, no. just no. Jimmy Garoppolo, if you want to explain to me and tell me why he's going to be better than Baker, I'll listen, but I would lean heavily no. Your thoughts on those two?
Yeah, I would kind of stay away from both for different reasons. Garoppolo might be better than Baker, but then again, you're getting to the age discussion. He's in his early 30s. You kind of have to wonder also based on, how he played at the end of the Rams game in the NFC Championship, how much of that and what he did getting the team that far, was it because of him, or was it because he had a very good defense on the other side and because he has 2 all-pro weapons in George Kittle, and Deebo Samuel at receiver? I mean, those guys would make a lot of quarterbacks' lives easier. So you wonder how much it would do for Jimmy Garoppolo. As for Carson Wentz, I don't see it. I don't see any way that the Browns and Paul DePodesta, who had the chance in 2016 to draft Carson Wentz, they traded down twice and passed on him. Obviously, it didn't look great at the time. Now it looks like a brilliant move by Paul DePodesta. I see no scenario in which he would go get him, even for a cheap contract. It just makes no sense. And again, we, like Colin said, we did all see the Jacksonville game, and that was a game that, it's the Jacksonville Jaguars. I get there's kind of a Duval hex going on with the Colts, but that's a game you just have to win. And especially when you have Jonathan Taylor and Michael Pittman Jr., who I will slight tangent. Michael Pittman Jr., I think, would be the number 1 receiver on the Browns. He's very good in 2021. I would take him on this team. He's better than I think most of what the Browns have at receiver. But, Wentz really struggled. And I think most of what had the Colts in that playoff conversation was just how well Jonathan Taylor was playing down the stretch. So no to Carson Wentz, likely no to Jimmy Garoppolo. The only guys I'm looking for, if I were to make a trade, Russell Wilson. And if the legal stuff gets cleared up and everything looks fine, then Deshaun Watson. That would pretty much be it for me, because those are clear upgrades on Baker.